Welcome everybody to another match. This time we are in. Is this still week 5 or is it week 6?
I actually agree.
Woo! Man, it's flown by. I actually didn't update the new title cards, but we've got two really great teams today. XP, who have we got?
Let's go back to the motherland, bro. It's in Africa. Can I stream tonight? Can I stream tonight?
Ooh, there we go. There we go. Now, why don't you go across those bands a bit while we go ahead and get it fully set up.
Facts.
Whew. All right, well, fair enough. But it looks like we do have the teams fully in. Why don't you give them the heads up that they can start?
Outpost, where old meets new.
Oh, it looks. Yeah, what do you think's happening right now? We got a little technical difficulties, or? Well, I have some very bad news for you right now. It seems that Discord's plugin didn't want to work again. Here, can we go over that again?
Yeah.
Oh my
Can you hear me?
goodness, I have to reset
All
this
right.
every time, I guess. All right, let's go ahead and
All good, all good.
go over that again.
So we're seeing the bands come through here. And what's interesting here is Morale Booster is kind of one of those cards that can be good for both sides because it says when the converter is planted, it replenishes all allies' HP and skill uses to max. However, it doesn't specify that it has to be the team that planted the converter. So as a defensive team, if you're struggling with allowing the attackers to get that plant down, you can pick that card to punish them for planting. And then we also see Painkiller banned. Painkiller allows you to go invincible for a short period of time, and then you suffer the damage that you would have taken during that invincibility period. It's really good with the character Dex because he can put out multiple clones of himself. And with Painkiller, he only dies in the clone and he won't die in his real body. So it's like giving him 2 free picks.
Oh, that's going to be extremely powerful. But we're still waiting for that reconnect.
Yeah. And then we've got looking at the picks here, have not locked in their picks, so we'll give that just a moment. All right, now it's locked in. So we're gonna see the defense picking Vitality Staff. Really great way to heal yourself consistently. A third pause. And then the attackers picked Eagle Eyes, which exposes all enemies in your line of sight even before the round starts. So it's a pretty good card for seeing people through corners. Just being able to like know if somebody's trying to camp a corner or hold an angle really tight. So we're gonna see some interesting card picks this round. Should be a very tight round.
And I mean, since we had a little bit of a snafu with the Discord integration, could you go ahead and go over a little bit about these teams? Like, what are we generally going to see? Because we unfortunately did miss the audio from that.
That is okay. So we're seeing Usual Suspects on attack and Nightfall's Hit Squad on defense. Now, these are two very good teams. Usual Suspects is a week behind on matches. Super Bowl Sunday messed up the schedule a little bit, so they're still looking to make up that match, but they are still rocking an undefeated record. And Nightfall's Hit Squad, well, they do have one loss. That one loss was to one of the best teams in the entire league. So really, they are a formidable team. Don't let that one loss fool you.
Oh, wait,
So these are
there's
two
more.
very strong teams, and this should be a very tight match. And this is, they picked Outpost for map 1. This map really rewards fundamentals. It's a very simple map, so we're going to see a lot of gunplay. We're going to see a lot of util usage. It's really going to reward smart plays.
Well, we are about to go underway. It's looking like it's going to be one of those B main days.
Yeah, they are stacked up very hard on B main. Now we see the defense in a kind of spread out default situation.
But no picks yet, no damage taken just yet. Util has gone out, but nothing's found its mark.
The intervention is on a sniper peek for Nitro. He's gonna get pushed here. That's gonna be intervention down. That's the first kill.
Excellent team job so far. Still coming out. One fight's going down, and the plant is beginning.
Order activated.
Alright, so we're going to see what they're going to do in this post-plant scenario. Now, notably, they really don't have a ton for this post-plant. They're rocking a lot of healing and utility lancers as well as entry frags, but not much to actually protect the bomb post-plant besides Windwalker.
Right now, they are very solid. They're just keeping it. They're keeping that defensive team at bay on this post-plant situation. Sometimes not able to make them pro. He is looking for it. He can't find it. No, he isn't get taken out. And that's a trade out. And it is trade for trade, blow for blow. Attackers left on the post lane, but they are going to win it out in the first round in the pocket of Usual Suspects.
Yeah, now, although Usual Suspects does not have a lot of post-plant util, they were able to just win there once there. When you're getting a lot of trade-outs and you get that first trade-out, obviously the numbers are going to swing in your favor, especially with this double healer comp that they're running. They have both Aura and Pathogen who can provide consistent heals to their whole team. So they're able to kind of retreat, heal up, and then get back into the fight at an advantage. And we're seeing both teams ban Acceleration. Now, that's a very strong card no matter what side it goes to. We are seeing the defense got Expert Juggler, and the attacking team has Weapon Skateboard and Skill Vampire. Kind of surprising that they were able to get away with picking Skill Vampire. It is a pretty strong card.
There's more.
That card allows all skills that deal damage to actually give you life steal. So, for example, if you had an Axon grenade hit for 50 damage, that's actually going to give you 50 life in return. Very good with Axon, Pathogen, a lot of these characters that are dealing direct damage.
Well, it's a good, well-prepped phase, and we're going to see that go for the starting over here. A quick head start, good motion, but we haven't quite come into contact yet, and there we go, immediately in the action. Just getting right in there, and he's gone right in the kill. There we go, that's the first one.
Interestingly, he did drop with the converter there. Pretty bad spot with the attacking team again.
That is extremely rough. careful, but there we go. Okay, Big Ethan getting one. Getting the second. But Pluto is going to take out Big Ethan. It is just down to intervention to salvage this for his team. He's in a 1v2, full health, sniper rifle in hand. But he's still got 2 people to deal with. Converter is going down. It's crunch time. He's got to go.
Converter activated.
Notably, he's actually using a DMR and not a sniper, which definitely helps him in this situation.
There we go. I'm still lacking a little bit of knowledge on my Fragpunk.
Heavy fog on today's weather report.
Interestingly, you can see Ash in the chat asking what he was doing. We did see before that round. Ooh, wait, hold on. Let's see what he can do here. Triggers the pathogen trap on the bomb.
He's making no headway. The door is open now. He knows he has to push it. He's looking, trying to find who he's not blinded, not able to get the kill.
We noticed early in that round, we saw Ash, one of the best players on that Usual Suspects team, was lurking in B while the rest of his team was pushing A. We saw Intervention push up and try to take that pick while his team was dying. So he kind of was very late to that rotate and kind of contributed to the man advantage that Usual Suspects was able to get on that attack. Now we're going to see Safety Glasses and Clone Tech banned. Those are actually not typically banned cards.
All right,
the attacking team is going to have Deadly Rewind and Maximum Overhealth. Now Deadly Rewind is going to put more bullets back in your mag after you reload. So if you're going to like shoot a direction and then you reload your gun, the bullets are going to come back your direction. So if there's anyone in that line of path, they're going to take more damage. And then Maximum Overhealth just ups your maximum health limit to 175. So since they have that pathogen, everybody's already going to have that extra 25 HP. Now on the other team, we're seeing Invest in the Future and Shadow Leap, which allows them to jump to people if they kill them.
We're seeing a bit of a default out right now. All lanes being covered, some damage, none leading to a kill.
A proper
looks like it actually wasn't a lane.
strike.
It's going to be one Dex clone down.
Oh, Boston and Noha are so close to finding each other. No damage exchange. Just barely missing. But is right on site. He's going to take out Bunker.
Definitely think the defense is playing a lot more passive than they did in the first 2 rounds because they realized that they weren't winning those ones. They really can't allow this team to plan.
Despite popular belief,
No, they
clouds
can't right
do
now, but
not
they're
taste like
pushing
cotton
up on
candy.
B. Converter is no more hits just yet, but it looks like Joker's looking for a chance. He's pushed deep inside the
We're going to see the Kismet lineups with Kaboom. He's pretty notorious for those Kismet lineups coming in on the bomb when they try to plant, but he didn't get them quite right this time.
No, but they do have control over the side at the moment. They might be going for that, but there it goes. A flash is gone out. 2-1, but Ash is going to get a return pick.
It is a 1v1, but he's only at 1 HP. It's going to be rough for him.
Oh, that's going to be another round in the pockets.
Yeah, Kaboom, those Kismet grenades, he gets 2 of them. They deal 100 damage in a pretty wide radius. Now, he's basically mastered the lineups on this map so that when they try to plant, he can throw 2 bombs to kill the planter. Now, they knew that, and they baited that they were going to plant in the side spot and then planted in the other spot instead, which led to him wasting his util there, not getting any hits off of it. Now we're going to see Quick Diffuse and Spiky Skin banned. Those are pretty good cards. And we're going to see Sustainable Resource and Fearless taken by the defenders. That's going to allow them to not use up ammo while they're not being shot at, and as well as have their utility pistols recover ammo. So if they have a burner, it's going to recover every 15 seconds or so. And Usual Suspects is just banking on group charge here to get that 15% movement speed boost, as well as they're going to get 7 points off that tariff, so they're going to net 3 extra points for next round.
Oh man, well diving in, it's a straight A, and they're pushed right up. No kills found just yet. Oh, so close, but Solar is going to get the first pick of the round.
Notably got that pick through the smoke.
Ooh, man. It is just blow after blow. Sitting at a 3v4 at the moment. Noha, Ash, and Pluto looking to see if they can gain any traction to get inside this site, but this defensive line is strong.
There come the Kismet nades.
Oh, it's so close, and there we go. Solar and Ash both getting picks of their own. It is 1v2. Noha being the only one left. Oh, but he's scored it down to a 1v1. He knows where Solar is. He hears him. It's about to be the peak. Is this going to be the shot? Who's going to win this? Oh, but he backs off, taking a lot of damage. He's at 2% health. Solar has the advantage in this situation. He could absolutely win this for his team and put them on the board.
Solar does have no util. Noah doesn't have much either, but the one dash could come in handy here. Missed the converter pickup.
Ooh. And there we go.
That's rough.
That's NHS with their first round.
He did try to dash across that doorway to grab the converter, but he just quite missed it.
That would have been a crafty move. He could have gotten that post lane. He could have put pressure onto Solar, but just not able to grab it, like you said.
Yeah, so we're going to see some really strong cards in this round. Fortification Builder, Reactive Armor, and Dullahans are all genuine first pick options. Now, Fortification Builder and Reactive Armor were banned, but that allowed the attacking team to pick up Dullahans, which is just quite a strong card. It makes your head invulnerable to damage. So it forces the defending team to get crafty with their weapons. They're probably going to go for clamp downs or ghost peppers here, as they have a fast fire rate and good body shot damage. And on the defense, they just maxed out defend time, which is going to increase the amount of time it takes for the converter to plant and decrease the amount of time they have to plant the converter.
Well, we're getting underway. Looks like a bit of a split, a 4-1 with the B lean.
Interesting that their one lurking is actually Axon, who is typically classified as one of the best entry lancers in the game, since his util really can get you ahead. Doesn't find a pick there. Still way back.
Oh, but that is going to be 2 down. Solar and Kaboom is picking up 2. This is not going well, but the plant is down.
They have managed to push a lot of Nightfall's hit squad into this B crates and short area.
Oh, but still, it's taken so long for Ash to get back, and there we go. He's finally back in the game. He's able to support his teammate. 2v4. They're going to really have to push. The defuse is happening.
I think no, he's not going to quite get that off. The burner lineup did stop him momentarily, but it's going to take a lot more. There comes the second burner. They're going to have to take out that Axon if they want to defuse this bomb.
Oh, but Big Ethan is able to get the pick, and that's going to be big. Or sorry, yeah, that's going to be Ash down and a defuse in place.
Now, Ash was actually playing a little bit crafty there. Instead of using his grenades early in the round, he decided to save them for that post-plant situation where he could just lean back and use multiple burners to try and delay the defuse as long as possible. The defend time actually came in very clutch there, because that extra 10 seconds that they added onto the converting time, if that 10 seconds had not been there, they would have been exactly at enough time for the attacking team to win off those burners.
Yeah.
Now we're going to see...
I worried a bit about Ash being so far, but he did ultimately manage to get back with his teammate.
Away we go.
Yeah. So we saw some interesting bans there. Knife in the Dark is a really good card for the defensive side, as it allows them to just stand completely still with their knife out and go completely invisible, which is a pretty easy ban, as well as Blessed Hat, which is just a generally overpowered card that increases movement speed and fire rate for your whole team. So what we ended up with is seeing attacking team with Silent Gunslinger, which allows you to silence yourself for extra damage, and Flashy Projectiles, which is very good on Axon. While the opposing team is rocking Informant and Swift Resolution to reduce the round time and ping opposing enemies after a kill.
forcing a bit of approach onto B. A lot of this offensive team deep in. Defensive line is holding. They haven't quite made any full progress just yet, but it's getting close. It's getting time.
Intervention is back on a sniper after a couple rounds off of it. He's gonna get that
Ooh.
first pick.
What a filthy, filthy shot. It's 3-4 right now. Kaboom, barely making it out with just the tiniest bit of health.
And they really need Kaboom to stay alive here because its util is really crucial to taking back sight. That was an aggressive peek from Kaboom at 6 HP. Now Bomb is down.
He did get punished for it, but Solar did manage to come out with a pick of his own. It's 3v2 at the moment. Healing is happening, but not enough to
He
make...
throws the molly. Pathogen's gonna throw the molly onto the bomb. It does get shot though. Kaboom connects with his first Kismet nade onto Ash for 100 damage.
Ooh. Emergence and Big Ethan both getting picks of their own. That trade out happening. And it is down to Ash with not a lot of health to his name, and he's going to go down. That's going to tie it up 3-3.
Yeah, the Kaboom Kismet nade was really crucial in helping them win that fight. Ash is a very strong player, and taking out 2/3 of his HP with nothing he can really do about it, since there's nowhere for him to back out and nowhere for him to push forward, really allows them to kind of crunch him into that situation.
Man, the way these teams are just exchanging blow for blow, tit for tat, this is some great high-level Fragpunk.
Yeah, I mean, we're really seeing them go. It was 3 rounds for Team A and then 3 rounds for Team B. I mean, it's going back and forth.
The deck is set.
The attackers
Away
really
we
had it
go.
down, and the defense matched their stride. Now we're going to see, interestingly, the defense picking up elusiveness. Typically a card you see first pick by attack. It allows you to go invisible for 2.5 seconds after a kill. Very strong for getting a pick and getting out. As well as 2 points onto relativistic bullets. Sorry, pronounced that wrong. It steals a little bit of movement speed every time you shoot. But it's going to be negated because the attacking team has scoot and shoot, which allows them to continuously shoot to increase their movement speed.
It's going to come really in handy once they're starting that heavy push, which it looks like we're going to get right on into. That's a full push down B gates. Oh, and they're in. They're just able to immediately flood that site. Intervention trying to hold off, but oh, it is just a flood. Kaboom getting 2 immediately. Oh, but he ends up getting taken out.
The lineups did pay off in that round. Now, Intervention was smart to get out. In the last couple rounds, he'd been sticking in sight, and he was either getting refragged or just taken out with no value. He knew that they were going to take that site with their 3 entry Lancers, and he just allowed them to flood in. Now, we're seeing them rotate, but notably, they do have one still stuck in the site. Not aware, they know.
Oh, so close to getting a pick, and there it is. Emergence getting the first on this exchange, but he's going to get immediately refragged by Solar. It is now 2v3. This is winnable. They almost have control of the site, but it looks like the rotate has already happened. And Rungle is already over on the back of A side.
Ooh, that kill on Solar could be the make or break for this round here. See, Solar was going to be the game changer with having both of his heals still in his back pocket. Well, in a 2v3 situation with the other 2 people on the opposing team low. But now that he's down and Ash was able to get a second pick, it's just going to be down to Big Ethan. Now, both opponents are still low, but Axon is not a Lancer you want to be taking on in a 1v2 situation.
No, and right now they have a really, really spread post-plant hold. They're just making sure to delay as much as they can, really force the engagements way off of sight to give as little time as possible to Big Ethan to try and get that defuse.
And Big Ethan only really has one angle he can go through here. Now Ash is going to play off that sound cue.
The approach does happen, but no. Instead, now Joker gets the kill, and that's the lead given back to Usual Suspects.
We're going to see that's the first round for Usual Suspects since round 3. Defense had actually gotten 3 straight on them until that point right there.
Oh, what's this collection of cards? Looks like Oh Compassion is going to get banned by both sides.
Yeah, interesting. So that's a card that buffs your fire rate and increases damage reduction if you have a KD under 1. Now, if you actually look at the scoreboard, you notice that both teams only have 2 players with a KD of under 1. Honestly, not sure why that card was banned.
Okay. The
But
deck
we're
is
going to see the
locked.
attacking team get Blessing of the Departed. This card actually rewards you for having teammates down, as if you're spectating your teammates, they're going to actually continually gain health. Well, the defending team picked up Note Collection, which allows you to get continuous buffs from breaking the treasures around the map, as well as Dusty Bullets, which if you can shoot someone consecutive times in a row, it will blind them an increasing amount for each time they are shot.
We're getting back underway. Looks like they're going to try and go B and mid again. Big Ethan getting some heavy damage caused to him. But, oh, looks like it wasn't actually him.
Joker did pop his Hurricane's ult to increase his damage, but he didn't actually go into sight with it. Used a flash, now they're backing out. Did have the other team almost fully rotate here. There's nobody in A. Do have 2 in mid though. They're rotating through their spawn to avoid that mid pressure. This could be a really tough retake for Nightfall's hit squad.
Oh, but they're getting closed in on. They're getting pushed back in their spawn, but that is going to be immediate pushback on the teleport.
The question is, do they realize that they're rotating through their spawn, or do they think that they might still be going B? It seems like both teams are unsure of what site to go on.
Well, we've got Ash pushed up. He's going to try and break down that... Try and find some damage behind that barricade, but he's not able to get anything just yet. It's a bit of a stalemate at the moment. Still trying to figure out what Usual Suspects wants to do.
Definitely don't want to break down that wall in this situation if you're the only one there, because they could be sitting in any of these angles and you're going in blind with a couple seconds of vulnerability. Now, we're seeing almost 90 seconds into the round without a single pick and almost no damage dealt among either of these teams.
Oh, Big Ethan almost takes out Emergence, but it looks like it's going to commit to a B push. Oh, Utility is going out all over the place, but still nothing found.
Now, Nightfall's hit squad actually has an interesting opportunity here. If they can hold them off of the plant for 10 seconds and have at least one teammate survive, they could just time them out here. Now, having Boom die there is very much not ideal.
Converter plant.
They're going to get that plant down.
Will it make?
Down to
Yeah,
Grunkling.
Kaboom had that Kismet nade lineup to save them an extra few seconds. That could have been the difference between them planting and defusing. I didn't actually see if he had any nades left, but it was an interesting decision to go for that pick in sight.
Ooh. And there we go, yet another round in the pockets of Usual Suspects.
Now we're going to see the side switch, getting 5 on attack. Although this is a pretty balanced map, getting 5 on attack does feel pretty good, as generally it is considered that in Fragpunk, most maps have a slight advantage to the defender because of the aggressive nature of the game. Now we're going to see A main banned and Close Havoc banned. Now Close Havoc is a really good card with weapons like the SMG because it buffs your damage to just an insane degree. We're going to see Battle Drummer picked for the attackers. That's a very strong card and probably would usually be banned,
Okay.
actually. But surprisingly, they're going to get that card just because of the strength of these cards in this round 9 here. Now, the defenders have D debuffs, which actually reduces the effectiveness of skills that deal damage and increase movement speed over the round. So the longer the time goes on, the less damage and less speed that they get. As well as electrocution, which if you kill somebody in the radius of another player, it's going to stun that player. And they drop their weapon.
Oh, that's brutal. Emergence getting a great pick. Getting a little bit of damage too. Oh, this is great mid control right here. This is going to work really, really well for Usual Suspects.
And on attack would really... Outpost is one of those maps where intervention should really shine as a sniper main, because this mid area is really known as a sniper's alley. But so far, he's just not been able to find those picks quite yet at 2 and 7.
Ooh, Grunkle is going to go down as well. Emergence getting out of there. Ash getting a great pick for himself. But Kaboom gets one in return, and it is just down to Kaboom being completely alone as Big Ethan gets taken out by Ash.
Missed the snipe twice, low HP, not much you can do there in a 4v1 situation. They just kind of got pushed back very hard, very aggressive play by the defense. Knowing that they had that electrocution on their side, they knew that they probably just had to push and hope that they could kind of snowball those kills.
Yeah, right now it's just really not working. It seems just the momentum has been taken by usual suspects, and they've just got NHS pushed against the wall.
Yeah, so we're going to see some pretty strong card bans. Say Goodnight and Rapid Marksman Rifle are two cards that are very strong in this game. Rapid Marksman allows the DMR to basically just become an automatic weapon as fast as you can click, essentially, with almost no recoil. And the DMR is already one of the most powerful weapons in the game. Say Goodnight was actually previously banned due to a glitch, but it has been unbanned since it was patched. It allows you to shoot a beam through walls that can put enemies to sleep. Now, they cannot be killed while they are asleep, but the second they wake up, you can camp that body and shoot them before they can pull out their weapon. Now, we're going to see initial scan from the defenders. That's going to allow them 10 seconds into the round to see where all attackers are, which puts pressure on them to push fast before the defenders have time to adjust. Now, the defenders are rocking emergency evacuation, which increases their movement speed when they are under attack.
Oh, they're getting right in there with that push, but Ash is going to get a first pick. Oh, the action has already started.
Yeah, Ash was sitting on a very notorious nitro spot. If you put two walls here, you can actually see through the wall into main. It's a very typical spot that most people would check, but they weren't prepared for it.
Oh man, it's completely falling apart for NHS. They're down to 2 people versus 5 alive. Oh,
now, this is going to be really rough. Really rough for Big Ethan here. He might just have to save his weapon.
He's not going to get a chance to, I feel like. Judo's pushing him right now, and that's going to be the kill. 7-3. Oh, one more point, and it's going to be match point.
It's going to be rough. Yeah. 7-3. This is going to be a really tough comeback, especially on attack here. Now, this is a pretty weak card pool besides Converter Thievery. There's not really that much for NHS to get for their attack.
Well, it looks like Converter Thievery is going to end up getting on the ban list, though.
Not shocking, as well as Secret Planning. That was probably the only card they really had in their back pocket for this. Now, attack is going to take Toy Traps. That's going to reduce enemy trap damage by 50%. They're going to really hope to be able to push through those traps that are going to be all over site, like the Pathogen, Mollies, and Nitro Turrets. Well, the defense is going to count on ICU and Silent Bullet. So Silent Bullet is going to silence your enemies for a very short time after you shoot them, which stops them from being able to put up abilities in response. So for like an Ixchel Cage, although she is banned, or like a Windwalker Shield, you can't put those up in response for about 5 seconds. And then ICU is actually going to put a little Sims-esque marker over one of the heads of the players on NHS. So they're going to be able to see him basically through the whole map on any wall that is somewhat low.
Oh, we're seeing a bit of a default out from the attackers. This time around, they're going to be a little bit more cautious. Not charge directly in, because that just did not work. A little bit of damage caused, but it's not going to make much of a difference.
Yeah, it's still a 5v5 here. Really anyone's game. They're not getting as aggressive as they were on the defense in previous rounds. It seems like they've kind of adopted the strategy that the usual suspects had on attack after losing 3 rounds, which is just default out and try and get a pick, which they did manage to do there. 2 picks, actually.
Grunkle getting one as well. Yeah, and they're coming out still with a decent amount of health. Big Ethan taking damage, but he is getting healed up. And that is yet another Kaboom taking out Pluto. It's down to Ash and now Joker.
Really does seem like they learned from their mistakes. Usual Suspects kind of had a similar thing after the defense adapted into their playstyle. They lost 3 straight rounds, but then they kind of figured out that they just needed to default on this team and win their ones. Now, they're in a huge 4v1 situation against Ash. He does have a heal, and he's not a player to be underestimated. In fact, He's the top scorer on that usual suspects team, but it's going to be very rough for him to try and win this, especially with a clamp down.
Oh, he almost gets the pick. Intervention with just a shiver health to his name, and that is going to be it.
That was actually a very impressive snipe from Intervention. He was prepared. Pathogen tried a wall strat where you take down the wall and then immediately shoot through it to surprise your opponent, but Intervention was not falling for it, and he had that shot ready to go off the second that wall went down. Even at one shot, that was very impressive.
Now that's confidence right there. Intervention's really been rocking these longer ranged weapons. I guess it makes sense
Yeah,
when somebody's named Intervention.
He's always been known for a lot of sniper play. We really didn't see much luck for him the first about 10 rounds, but he started coming into his element, got some picks in these later rounds. Seems like he's been feeling himself and getting his aim really locked in here, and that could be very important down the stretch if Nightfall's hit squad wants to make a comeback. Now we're going to see usual suspects getting projectile scan and freeze bullet. Now that freeze bullet is pretty self-explanatory. It's going to slow down people that get shot, kind of like in Valorant when you can't move when you're shot. And projectile scan just has every projectile thrown by that defense scan the ground. Really good for Axon. Now, Nightfall's hit squad got security check and stand-up straight, so the defense is not going to be able to crouch or slide, and they're going to be scanned by the door.
Oh, Big Ethan's pushing up right now. He's looking for that pick onto Pluto. He does some damage, but he does not land the kill.
Still a 5v5 here. They're once again defaulting. We'll see if the defense can adapt that playstyle. They do get the bomb down off that first pick. Kaboom is down.
Ooh, Grunkle with a great return, evening up to 4v4. And Grunkle is going to retrieve that converter and pull back just a bit.
See a lot of nades coming in from the Axon to try and get some information here. Hasn't actually scanned anybody yet, but he does hear them rotating to A, so this is going to be an all-out brawl in A site here.
Oh, Pluto just barely missing the shot. That could have really made a huge difference, but that is going to be converter down. And that's a trade out. Ash and Grunkle Stan both getting kills.
That was very interesting. Intervention got timing by Ash. Ash was waiting to see if a second one was going to come in behind him, it seemed. 2v2 here. Windwalker's going to trigger that pathogen molly off the bomb. That's going to last for 10 seconds.
Oh, it's so close right now, 1v2, but that is going to be it. It's going to be another point in the pockets of usual suspects, putting them at match point. This is it. This is backs against the wall for the map for NHS.
Easy come, easy
Now that round was like a perfect example of why we see Windwalker banned a lot. Because his util is just, it gets a lot of chip damage, it gets plants down with that shield, it makes defuses easy once again with that shield. It's very hard to do anything about. And he's getting dashes off each kill, which makes him very hard to deal with. Especially in an even situation. He's basically like 1.5 players. Now we're going to see Street Closure and Weapon Morph ban. These are pretty standard bans. Both cards are very powerful no matter what side they go to, although they were both banned by the side that would benefit the least from them. Now, interestingly enough, the defense is going to actually pick the Gamble card, which is actually a pretty popular card among players. It's called Get One, and it can get you any card in the game. Unfortunately, there is a glitch where we're actually not able to see what card that they got, unless it's a very obvious one, which we'll figure out very quickly. Now, the attacking team has Cursed Crits, Weak Jump, and Equipment Supply, so they're going to refuel their guns very late into this game, which is very useful if they want to make this comeback. As well as their opponents are going to have reduced headshot damage and jump distance.
We're getting right into it. A lot of traction on mid. No shots just found yet.
Ethan is sending his clone up A, but he's going to get found by that Chomper and time out of his clone.
We're seeing a slight bit of a lean onto B, with just a tight bit of traction, like you said, from Ethan onto A, but most concentration mid. It looks like they are going to instead focus a little bit more towards B.
Could be interesting if they try to push B, because the defense does have Phantom B site, which makes it not only foggy, but there are going to be Phantoms roaming around that will scan only the attacking team, which can make it kind of tough to push, but at the same time, they are defending B much lighter because they are expecting that Phantom B site to put in a lot of the work.
But right now, Kaboom's almost made it to the site. He could run... Oh, but he is going to get found out. And that gives, just like you said, Noha the chance to know where he is. Oh,
Just
Pluto.
really waiting. There's the first pick.
This could come down at any moment. Damage found in Kaboom gets 1. But return fire does happen.
This is one of the things about Phantom Sight is people can't really see each other outside of around 5 to 10 meters. So it's really easy to just get a pick and get out of there, especially on a character like Kismet with a teleport. So she's gonna pick up the bomb and try to find a way out.
Oh, almost found the pick, and there we go. Now Joker gets 1. Oh, a second one from Pluto. It is now 2v1. Kaboom all by himself.
The Kaboom is almost full HP, and both of his opponents are extremely low, but he is going to time out here, and that's actually going to be the game! They're going to lose to a timeout! I don't think I've ever seen that before. That is rough.
That is, in fact, rough, but sometimes that's just how it happens.
Yeah, he was
Ooh.
very close. I think he could have gotten that plant down on B if he really tried. But we're going to see how things swing here in this game 2.
All right. Well, with that, we're going to go ahead and wait for a little bit more intel before we get into this, and we will see you guys shortly. All right, we are
Welcome
back
to
with
the
map 2.
jungle.
What's about to go down? What's about to happen?
So we're gonna have to see Nightfall's hit squad kind of come from behind and take these second and third maps. Honestly, this is gonna be a really interesting map. Tulix is not a map we typically see played. A lot of people ban it because they are not a fan of this map's kind of layered design where both floors are on top of each other. The sound kind of gets a little messy and it's a very weird map. Not really attacker or just defender sided, to be honest. It really depends on the lancers and the util in use. Now, we did see Hollow Point and Windwalker ban, which Windwalker is a pretty typical ban at this point in the season. He's just such a good character and gets so much util, especially on a tight map like this where his blades are basically impossible to dodge. Hollow Point is most likely banned because this map has a very long, B-long area that is just a dream for sniper mains. So we should see Intervention really thrive on this map with his sniper, and it's going to really scare the attacking team off of trying to push that B site because of that B long entrance. They're gonna have to go through mid or take A.
I'll tell you, that is somebody I do not want to find on a long angle as intervention. Like that, the terror he was striking with his DMRs and snipers last game. No, thank you.
He did hit some pretty nasty shots. Now, honestly, I don't think he was playing at full potential, but we should see a little bit more from him this game. Now, we're going to see Bullet Upgrade and Return to Sender banned. Those are some pretty typical bans. Scoot and Shoot is going to be picked up by that attacking team. That's going to allow them to increase their movement speed while firing continuously. So we're probably going to see them running Ghost Peppers or My Ways to really max that out. And then in response, the defense is going to take Spiky Skin, which is going to return the
That's
first
it.
instance
Wrap
of
it up,
damage they
everyone.
take to
Oh,
their
There's more.
the person who dealt the damage to them, but it does not trigger on headshots, which is very important. A lot of these players have very high headshot rates, so honestly, Spiky Skin is kind of a card that seems better than it actually is.
Oh man, well here
Another-
we. Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, another thing to note about this map is that defense is very interesting because there's not a lot of place to actually spread out. There's only a very small area of the map that you're kind of confined to at the start of that round. It's mostly up to attackers to push in.
You're going to see the beginning of an engagement. Some fire going out, but it sounds like pre-fire. I'm not exactly finding anybody just yet. No, nothing gained just yet. Just a lot of machine gun fire on a possible angle.
The interesting thing about Scoot and Shoot, the real trade-off is that it makes a lot of sound if you really want to max out that movement speed you're going to get from those guns. But at the same time, you don't want to be stuck in a situation where they know where you are and then you have to reload. Now, Axon's going to take out that first Dex clone. He's not going to get the snipe out.
No, but he is going to pull back before he can get found. The rest of this team looking to see if they can get their way into A site. But that flash comes out and takes away view for everybody.
And here comes the Scoot and Shoot Brigade, shooting their way into sight. Just a barrage on your ears. They're gonna shoot down that cage though. Actually get the bomb down.
Oh, this has gone completely awry. Kaboom and Big Ethan getting 2 more big picks. And it's down to Ash, completely alone. 1v3.
He is coming on a flank. They don't know that he's there. They're probably expecting the other angle, but oh! Gets the first pick.
Ooh, a lot of damage caused. Is he going to be able to shore up the pick? There we go. It's 1v1. It's 1v1 right now.
Very scary situation. Big Ethan does already have 3 kills this round. He can just time him out here.
5 seconds left. He's got to push it. He knows it. Oh, but Big Ethan is going to win the round.
What a round. 4 kills from Big Ethan that round. Really put the team on his back. Now, what we did see in that round was Ixchel being banned in the first map made a lot of sense because it allows for teams to get that easy plant. Her cage just has so much HP and allows for a plant. But Dex with the bomb on attack took too long to get into sight and allowed that cage to get down, which allowed him to get fragged. And that bomb got stuck down, which left Ash in that 1v3 situation. He almost did clutch it. Now we're going to see both teams ban Ricochet here. Attacking team is going to pick up Burst Fire, which is a very innocent looking card at first until you realize just how good a 10% fire rate buff really is. It allows you to win basically every fight where you start shooting at the same time. Now that 30% mag size decrease is rough, but for players with aim this good, it shouldn't really matter if they're using a gun like a Fever. They also picked up Reap What You Sow, which allows them to drop their primary weapons to get a random enhanced weapon. Now, it might not be the same weapon that they picked up, so they might have to re-roll it a couple times to get something good. And the defense took Quick Start to get quick movement for the first 5 seconds, which is an interesting choice on this map, which is so spaced out for attackers.
Well, we're seeing a bit
They're going to use that Quick Start.
Apologies. Yeah, we are going to see them try and utilize that. But they're going slow again. They're just making sure that they're not giving away too much intel and giving away early picks.
Intervention appeared to try and use that Quick Start to push up to here, but he very quickly ran back. So that card really didn't come into effect. We're really going to see the usefulness of Burst Fire in the long term a lot more than we are Quick Start.
A very slow round still. Just information gathering, looking for anything early that they can action upon, but nobody's giving up anything. Big Ethan does go down. Ludo getting that first pick.
Taken out early after getting 4 kills in the first round. That's got to feel huge for this defense. And they're going to get the cage up. That's going to be a free plan.
Converting, I guess.
Oh, this is a great situation for them to be in. They really got hurt last round, so being able to get this advantage of a post-playing situation and a main advantage.
Kaboom does go down, but his impact was noticed. He was able to throw a Kismet bomb over the top of the cage and hit Noha for 100 damage there. It's not going to matter in the long run, though. He's going to get the round here. Interestingly, Ixchel's cage does not have a ceiling. If you can throw something at the correct angle, you can get something over the top. I have learned that a couple times. Been on the receiving end of some bombs thrown over the top of that cage before. It's very unfortunate. Now we're going to see Crossfire and Free-For-All ban. Now, if this was a typical rank game, Free-For-All would probably not even be on the top 100 cards to get banned. But in this environment where weapons are really tight, especially if you're dying a lot, that Free-For-All can really help a team win 1 or 2 extra rounds that they might not have been able to get if they had worse weapons. So we're going to see the attacking team going with Yin and Yang, which is going to buff their movement speed and damage on a cycle. So every 30 seconds, it's going to switch back and forth. Well, the other team has Birdman and Heads and Toes. Honestly, a pretty weird combination. Seems like that's going to be rough for them. Birdman allows them to stick in the air while they are ADS'd, and Heads and Toes is going to swap their max headshot damage with their toes, which are going to be much more exposed due to Birdman.
Oh, they're being a little bit more aggressive this round, running immediately into that barricade, but Intervention is going to get the first pick.
Does get that sniper pick that he's been trying to get with the clone. Still has 1 clone to spare. Could get a second pick here.
But it looks like Kaboom is going to push out a little bit to try and get something. Big Ethan in a gunfight right now, but he gets completely pushed. Ludo getting that kill.
Big Ethan down for the second time after that incredible round 1 that he had. Really gonna feel they're gonna feel the impact of not having that player in this 2v or 3v4 situation.
Now, this is a bit rough, but it's still pretty even. 3v3 right now. Most people at full health. However, Kaboom and Pluto still are missing just a little bit.
Very notable that Wildstyle does not have her paint wall, which is probably the most useful piece of her util. Well, the defending team has almost all of their utils still intact, which is going to be really rough for suspects here.
Oh, Pluto and Kaboom going at each other, but nobody was able to find the kill. Ash pushed up. He's looking for the shots, but not able to get them. Solar takes down Pluto and is just down to Ash. 1v3 situation. Oh, the push-up, there's one. Intervention right there on the wall. Oh, the clone goes
Gets
down.
greedy. He got greedy for the pick. Does end up getting it in the end with a nice shot.
Kidding, of course.
Honestly, they got a little bit greedy in the 3v1 with bomb. I don't think I would have given them those ones that they were giving out, but Kaboom actually sat in a really great spot that round. His head was the only part of him that was visible while they had heads and toes, which made it very hard for defense to win gunfights on that angle that he was sitting. Very good use of the cards, good awareness of your surroundings. We're going to see Tall Poppy and Time to Snipe both banned. Those are both damage increasers based on the scenario you are in. The attacking team is going to take anti-heal bullets to try and stop Solar and Big Ethan from healing. They do have a double healer comp, although Ethan only heals himself. It is still very useful to shut that Gladiator heal off, as it can help him really reset from taking a lot of damage in a gunfight. They're also going to take Monkey Trap, which is really good for the post-plant situation, as it allows you to set bombs off all around the plant. Well, defense is going to take Melon Rinds, which each of them are going to have 5 indestructible Melon Rinds they can throw anywhere they please, and they will cause the attackers to slip and lose their primary weapon. They're going to layer them across these doors.
Oh, that's a huge push-up right now from Solar, but he is able to get that barrier down.
Looks like Big Ethan is really trapped here. That cage is going to come down. They're going to try and plant in this corner. We're going to see if they can get it down here. The bomb's coming in from Kaboom to deal a ton of chip damage on Dame.
Oh, Solar coming in, though, to save Big Ethan's life. And the pushback has happened, and it's going to be a complete surrender over as the rotate begins.
Miraculously, the only pick of that interaction came after the initial conflict, as Kaboom went down as they were rotating out.
Pluto's looking dead entry into this A site, but he's just blocked off by fire from Solar. Field goes up, and he's able to get a solid footing into the site. He's going to go for the plant, but he's going to back off of it. No, there we go. Fat Dame is going to get it down, and that's Converter started.
And he puts down the Monkey Trap. They're going to have traps all over this bomb. It's going to be really tough, even in this situation, a 2v4. It's going to be really tough for them to defuse that bomb. How much time delay they have.
Oh, Solar
Should be able to get it, though.
Oh, yeah. Solar and
Plenty of time.
Big Ethan both playing that site exceptionally well. That was a beautiful retake.
Defuse the converter. Easy come, easy
I really
go.
definitely thought that Big Ethan was going to be a non-factor in that round after they saw all 5 pushing up to mid, and he was the only one in sight, but he managed to survive after his teammates got him from the back and were able to get some chip damage and push them back into mid and eventually get them to rotate into going A, which allowed Big Ethan to get those picks later on that helped them win the round. Now we're going to see Barrier Destruction and Painted Blessing banned. Those are both very strong cards. Barrier Destruction, basically either side that gets it in this kind of scenario is really going to be able to make a super aggressive play. So you're going to see that one banned a lot. Now, we're going to see the defense actually gamble on get one. Once again, we can't see what card that is unless it becomes very evident. They're also going to get Eagle Eyes, which is going to allow them to see people through walls in their line of sight, and Shadow Leap, which allows them to teleport to the enemy's location after getting a kill, which is amazing for Lancers like Axon, which they are not actually running right now. Now, the attacking team has Bigger and Badder and Initial Scan. Now, Bigger and Badder makes all projectiles deadly lethal. It's very good for characters like Nitro and Axon, which they're both playing, as well as Kismet. An Initial Scan is going to give them that information on where the defense is spread in a couple seconds here.
Oh, Big Ethan getting some early intel and immediately backing out, but he's getting chased by 5. This is going to be a little bit rough at the moment.
Everybody knows where everybody is.
Looks like they're going to rethink their push right now and see if something is going to be a better opportunity. They know that intel has been given away. B site's about to get really heavily reinforced.
and they are just spamming bombs into this B site as much as they possibly can. Shockingly, nothing has hit Ethan in this little corner of protection that he is in at the moment, but they are slowly creeping up to that door, so we're going to see a conflict very soon.
Push-up is happening. They're going for the site. Now Joker's getting one. Big Ethan has gone down. Oh, Grunkle getting taken out as well. Intervention looking for his shot. Kaboom does get one. He gets two. Oh, but he gets taken down by Ash. And there it is. Intervention gets a great shot onto Ash.
Now, Kaboom did stop the plant with that bomb. He not only killed the diffuser, he was able to bait himself for Intervention to get a second pick and force Joker to use his teleport to teleport out of sight and down to A.
Oh, but the rotate has happened. Now Joker's there with the converter onto B side, but he's not going to go for the plant. He's instead going to look for an opportunity to grab picks to spring a bit of a trap. But this team, this NHS team, is not being overly cautious or overly aggressive. They're being cautious. They know that this is a 2v2 situation, and there we go. Intervention takes one. Oh,
Another shot. Intervention's really just in his element now. This is kind of why people low-key don't like playing against Intervention in ranked, is the kind of just antics he can bring with that sniper. Now, Kaboom did try and get a little greedy there with the Shadow Leap to teleport to the enemy's location, and he did get refragged, but it allowed Intervention to bait his body and get that first kill that really sparked that initial conflict and rotate into A. Now, we're going to see Quick Diffuse and Cure Shot banned here. Cure Shot is a very strong card. That's pretty much an auto ban no matter who is getting the first pick, because it allows you to shoot your teammates to heal them. However, Dr. Converter is also in that card pool, and that's going to get picked up by that attacking team. They're going to be able to heal as long as there's a converter in the range of anybody. So they're probably going to hold off on planning and just stick together as a group. They also have Stealthy Start, meaning they cannot be exposed for 30 seconds, as well as Extra Projectiles, which has all their utility guns shoot 3 projectiles instead of 1. Now the defense is investing in the future, which is interesting this late into a side, as they already have a lot of points, as well as Chain Reaction, which is going to cause damage to be dealt to a group of players if they are near each other.
oh, Sword Pain really pushed Intervention getting one, but now Joker gets the return on Solar. Oh, Intervention is just on fire right now. He's getting shot after shot.
Has an ace opportunity here.
Still 2v2.
Misses his shot on the Ixchel. Does get 4. Can he get the 5th?
He does.
He gets the ace. Intervention is on fire.
Hold on,
10
let's
and 2 to start.
let's see that last bit again. We do have to test our replay function and make sure that it's happening, and it is not. Okay, so I still got a few configurations again. For those joining us for the first time, we are still working on trying to get this package fully ready for season 1. Looks like we are going to have a bit of a match pause at the moment, though.
Yeah. Intervention on Dex on this map is just kind of nasty. He gets basically 3 lives, since all he really cares about is getting that snipe and getting out. Having those 2 clones is really huge for him, especially since Dex was recently buffed to no longer have a damage decrease while in his clone, which makes that resolver 1 tap from short range. And on this map, basically anywhere besides B long is going to 1 tap. I also really liked the counter pick from last round where they picked Chain Reaction into Dr. Converter, because with Dr. Converter, you're going to generally have that attacking team fully grouped up, and Chain Reaction deals damage well, in a chain reaction. So if you shoot one person in a group, it's going to deal damage to all of them. So that was a very good counter pick, especially with Intervention playing a sniper. Now we're going to see Super Jump and Fortification Builder banned here, which leaves Swift Support and Dullahans, both very strong cards. Surprisingly, Swift Support is not going to get picked, probably due to the nature of how small this map is. But Dullahans is going to get picked by the defending team. They're going to have Turtleback and Dullahans, meaning they cannot be shot in the back as well as they cannot be shot in the head. Well, the attacking team is going for scan reductions, which is going to reduce the effectiveness of scans, which the opposing team doesn't really seem to have many of besides Kismet, as well as No Pain, No Slain, which is going to deal 1 damage to each of them for each bullet they fire. However, it's going to give them a 20% damage increase, which they're going to really need for these body shots here.
Oh my god, already?
Intervention gets the first pick once again, with a clone to spare.
Oh, but Grunkle is going to push right up. He's going to look for that shot. Intervention with a second. Oh, Grunkle gets one, but Noha gets the refrag.
Third pick for Intervention. This is the kind of stuff we were expecting to see. This is the kind of stuff we were expecting to see in map 1. This is really the deciding factor. Noticing the difference between Intervention in that round, or in that match 1 and this match 2 is just, it's like he's a completely different player. If we look at the scoreboard, you'll notice that not a single player on Usual Suspects is positive right now. Meanwhile, on NHS, that Intervention with that 13 and 2 stat line is just looking dominant. Solar 6, 3, and 10, also a big performer, and Ethan 6, 6, and 7. Nothing to sneeze at, although it is worth reminding he did get 4 kills in that first round, and since he has been mainly playing in a support role, as Intervention has really taken the reins of this game for his team. Now we're going to see Psychic Diffusing and Winter Apple banned here. Winter Apple is a reactive armor clone, slightly worse, but does the exact same thing. And Psychic Diffusing allows defenders to defuse the bomb while they're just near it, without actually diffusing, which allows them to take gunfights while diffusing the bomb, so it's very understandable that they're going to ban that. So the attacking team is going to go with Run and Gun, Acceleration, and Speed Field. So they're really going for a super fast attack here, hoping to just out-movement and speed their opponents. Well, the defense is really on a save round, only buying hidden cameras. Pretty weak on this map unless they decide to go mid. They will be able to see them pushing up B long here, though.
They're going to get right deep into that action.
Ethan puts up his cage. It is very quickly broken. Failed to get the corner all the way into sight, so they were able to shoot it from out here.
Oh, Ethan is just holding this down, keeping them from wanting to push in. Dame is looking for his chance to push right in, but still no ground yet.
Where are they?
Oh, and here it comes. And there's one pick, but Fat Dame gets the refrag.
Now that's a pretty typical spot that Ethan was on. That is a very standard spot to hold because it's very hard to be shot. Well, you can pretty easily shoot your opponents, but he did not unpeak the corner in time to get the pick, or at least get a second pick, and was pretty quickly refragged. Looks like they're going to rotate out of B, or at least look like they're going to rotate out of B, and maybe go back and try and plant. Looks like there's a bit of miscommunication here, as Ixchel put up the cage, but Hurricane was not there to plan. He only comes into plan after the cage has already been broken down, but not going to matter. As Kaboom gets the first of his bombs to connect with that planter from spawn. What a lineup.
Oh, Fat Dame and Ash, we can keep him in it. Solar and Intervention, putting a lot of shots down, not quite finding exactly what they need to. Solar getting one, and it is just down to Fat Dame. He has to hold off a low health Solar and a full health Intervention. This is about to be a filthy exchange. Util goes in, he's forced to push up, get some damage onto Intervention, but not quite able to seal the deal. Intervention is pushing up, and that is going to be it.
Intervention with another snipe. He's gotten a kill in every round, I think. And in that round, we saw Ash was holding a very interesting angle. He was holding an off angle that's not typically held, but Solar did check it. A lot of people don't check all their corners. He was really depending on being able to get that first pick and then hopefully pinch Intervention in the 2v1, which is really the problem here, is they're just not able to stop Intervention from getting these 1v1s. And it's also worth noting that Intervention came in this game as an emergency sub for Switch and Wavy. He was not on the main roster. He was sitting on the bench, and he's really been unleashed in this game. Now we're gonna see Expert Juggler and Bigger Bombs ban. Expert Juggler is a card that increases your movement speed if you're shooting your primary and then switching to your secondary. Bigger Bombs is just simply it increases the range of explosions by 50%. So nothing too crazy in this round. We're just gonna see the defense picking Fearless. Just gonna stop them from consuming ammo while they're not being shot at. And the attacking team is going to take Projectile Scan and Parting Healing. So they're going to hope to get some info off of their Axon nades and other projectiles, and they're going to gain 30 HP. Each of them will gain 30 HP whenever a fellow teammate goes down. It really helps if that Pathogen is the first one that goes down on their team.
We're back in it. Another approach up B long.
We're seeing Kaboom switch to Broker now that they're on the attack instead of the defense. The Kismet nade lineups must not be as lethal on offense.
No, not at all right now, but it seems like a heavier concentration right now for the defense onto this A side. This being the first round that Unusual Suspects has been on defense.
Usual Suspects is really going to have to cook on defense here, down 1-7.
Oh,
Ash is going to go down there.
That's some great traction from to start off with. Pluto narrowly avoiding intervention shot. Oh, they're just slowly closing in. Big Ethan and Uncle Sam getting 2 picks, and that's going to be plant down. Noha, now Joker, gonna make something work. Noha getting 1 pick onto Kaboom, but he has next to no health left. And that is going to be the Cherry Bomb taking out Noha. Oh,
Interesting to note in that round, Noha thought he could get away with the drop. If there had not been Cherry Bombs there, he might have been able to get a couple picks on that flank since there was so much sound going on that it might have been disguised by just the chaos of everything going on in sight. But unfortunately, the Cherry Bombs blowing up alerted Broker. He was able to turn around and get that pick. Now, although he did die, his Cherry Bomb was the one who killed the Broker, so he still does get the refrag after his death. And still, on Usual Suspects, they don't have a single player positive. We're really noticing some of their key players in that last match, like Ash, are just really struggling to get any traction this game against Intervention, Ethan, and Kaboom, and Solar. Really, the whole team's just been lethal.
I will say, I think we're finally going to see a third mapper for the first time since at least I've been brought on as casting. I'm looking forward to that.
Now, the third map rule has changed a little bit since the league initially started. It is a random map, and attack and defense are chosen randomly. Now, there are still Lancer bans, just like usual, but they don't know what side they're going to be starting on and what map they're going to be playing. It's just going to be one of the maps that wasn't played already, including maps banned. Now, interestingly, NHS is doing a little bit of BMing here and leaving the converter in spawn. Be really funny if Usual Suspects got back into this game. Oh, they do decide to go pick it up. No.
It looks like
NHS did pick Bad Knees here, which is a very good card on Tulix because people might forget about it and take a lot of damage trying to rotate down fast.
Oh, Intervention. A beautiful shot right onto Ash. That's going to be a great opening pick. Perfect headshot taken.
They're going to get this control of A warehouse, but they do burn it off, which is going to separate Solar from the rest of his team. They are backing off here, though, so he shouldn't be in any severe danger unless he tries to go in by himself.
Some people are always fighting the
Right now, it is just stalemated out at the moment. Ash so far being the only one that's been down so far, but util and abilities coming out left and right.
They are backing off, which is going to allow them to get into sight, but their bomb planter should be able to get this down without incident, but he appears to be going back up for a pick. Has not planted yet, still has not planted. Now he's going for the plant with the protection of the pathogen wall.
converter plant.
Still a 4v5 situation, even with all this chaos.
Ooh, Grunkle getting a great
That
2
unraveled
pick.
just as quickly.
Yeah, and that is going to be a 3 pick from Grunkle. Oh no, Solar ended up actually getting the last shot, so that's 2-2 for Solar and Grunkle. Woo!
Went from a 4v5 to a perfect sweep in that round. Just a span of a few seconds. Felt like the whole match. Now we're going to see this random map 3. We're going to see what ends up being picked in just a minute.
All right. Well, in that case, we will see you all shortly for map 3. All right, and welcome back. We're heading into map 3. So what do we got on the plate now?
Yeah, so we are actually on the new map for the first time in this league setting, Caesarea. It's a 3-site map. It's a very big, wide map. A lot of different angles to view and sit in. It's a very interesting map. I feel like it's pretty balanced attacker defense-wise. We did see Dex get target banned after that insane game 2 from Intervention, as well as Ixchel getting banned for the second time in the match. Just the power that she brings, especially on a map like this where there's 3 different sites to attack, is just too good for those free plants. So they're gonna have to really earn those plants, and Intervention's gonna have to earn his snipes without those clones.
Hey, I mean, the accuracy that dude's got, he knows exactly how to read the lanes. He knows exactly where to put those shots. Like, he's been doing so obscenely well with those rifles.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't really see a lot of it from that round 1, but he really locked it in game 2, really got into his element. He was getting a lot of picks that I really didn't think he should get. I mean, his clone was running right into a crowd and managing to still get a pick at that close of a range.
Yeah, but still, we're about to see if he can pull it off again in round 3, or is usual suspects going to manage to push back and take control.
All right, so in this game 3, with the randomized attack defense, we're going to see usual suspects on attack and Nightfall's hit squad on defense, as the bans for the first round are going to come in.
It looks like Scutin shooting red envelope being the ones targeted.
Interesting, a ban on red envelope time is interesting, but not super surprising. They probably didn't want to allow the attackers to get long-term investment and red envelope time, as it would allow them to just rack up an insane number of points that would set them up for full buys for many rounds to come. So it seems like the defense is not going to pick a card here, as the card pool was pretty weak and they just want to save, especially with the attacking team getting that long-term investment. On a map this big, these players are going to last a long time, and long-term investment rewards you the longer you stay alive, which is going to allow them to just accrue so much wealth. So NHS is going to have to be careful not to get outbought.
We're going to see the beginning, and it looks like Big Ethan is just going to push really, really close up onto window.
We're seeing a very, very spread out defense from NHS. Now, the attacking team is very concentrated into Bass, looking like they're going to try and push C or maybe pivot into B if it's too rough, but they should be able to get control of C site here pretty easily if they can get past Crunkle Stan. Is backing up there.
Nothing quite's found exactly their mark yet. A couple clones have been destroyed. Cherry bomb's been pushed out, but nobody has found anybody's health bars just yet.
That is one of the things about this map, is it's a very slow and strategic map. You really have to think about where you're going. Now, getting the first pick on this map is really huge because there's so much space to cover, and being down a man really makes it easy for them to grab a site. Now, they are still stacked up in this bath area between B and C. There's still one person on A and one person in the back, so they should be able to take a site as they get that second pick.
Oh, Grunkle with a great 2K to give them the evening on the man disadvantage. He's going for his third, but Fat Dame is going to find the kill instead.
Seeing a little bit of a pinch with Solar and Kaboom here. It's going to be very interesting. They don't have the bomb. They're a little scared to go for it. They're going to shield up and try and grab it, but it's glitched. They're not able to grab the gun. This is a bug in the game where if you have Windwalker's shield next to a gun and the bomb, you're not able to pick it up. So the shield goes down and they do get that bomb, as well as Kaboom with him. Solar's going to find a refrag, but he's going to get taken out. Now, there was an interesting bug that we just saw there. Like I explained, if you put up Windwalker's shield in front of a bomb, sometimes you're not able to pick it up if there's a gun nearby. Now, it does seem like Intervention has actually lost his internet here, so there is going to be a momentary pause in the match. Does explain why he kind of just ran into a wall there, but does happen with this game. Might be a few minutes before we see the next round, but that was a very well played round by Usual Suspects. They took their time. They knew that they had plenty of time to plant. Still a minute left before they even got the first pick in the round. And then after that, it was pretty even until that pinch at the end where it really just fell apart for NHS. They weren't able to get either of their picks that they were trying to get and ended up in a 3v1 for Solar, and he was not able to get that. Intervention seems to have joined back, so we should be starting pretty soon here.
Yeah, I mean, despite having that glitch, the fact that they were able to still pull it off, just hold that man advantage, and still, instead of getting run out by the clock, actually manage to wipe the full entire defensive team. Like that is good teamwork. That is good chemistry. That is good strategy analysis.
The area they sat in was a very smart area to sit in because not only were they within about 8 to 10 seconds of B, they're also within about 8 to 10 seconds of C, which allows them to get that quick plant down and allows them to make a quick decision with time running out. Now, that was a very powerful set of cards, so we're going to see Dullahan's and Winter Apple both picked, which is going to make for a very interesting round.
Wuhan being one that I wasn't fully I was kind of expecting to actually get banned. I've seen it played before, and it is really, really rough to deal with if you're used to headshots, especially when you're somebody like Intervention.
Yeah, it was just a very strong card pool. I mean, they kind of just had to hope that they were going to get one of the best cards in that pool, so they ended up settling for Winter Apple after Dullahan's was picked first.
Oh, Grunkle with a great first pick. After a rough first round, having that man advantage is going to be very, very nice for NHS.
Surprisingly, the one on Hollow Point isn't Intervention.
Well, not right now, but it's going to be Big Ethan and Noha going at it. Not quite able to find each other. Noha is going to get blinded out, but he's going to try and get the shot on Kaboom, but he's going to miss. Oh, but now Joker with a great pick onto Grunkle.
Looking in the back for Kaboom here. He's going to find him. That's going to give them the man advantage, the swing. Down to a 3v4 for this defense here. We're going to have to retake this site, even though bomb isn't quite planted yet.
Ooh. Intervention getting that great refrag onto now Joker. But Fat Dame is going to get that pick on the Solar, and he's going for it. He's going to try and get Invention. There we go. That's 2-0. Unusual Suspects up.
Honestly, I think if I'm Intervention in that situation, I don't have Dex. I'm not going to go for that. I'm just going to try and save my sniper. You know, you only have a limited number of snipers on each side, and we saw how he played without the ability to have a sniper every round in that game one when they were really, really pounding him down. Now, I think that without Dex, it makes it really hard to win those 1v3s on a sniper because they can just hold two angles at once and pinch you. Now, this is a pretty weak card pool we're seeing. So, Enduring Traps and Crossfire are going to get banned. We're going to see Safety Glasses picked by that attacking team. Chain Reaction by the defense. And Short Exposure and Large Bounty. So, a lot of small point, low impact cards here.
Okay, the deck is locked, and we
Probably the most impactful to notice is that Safety Glasses reduces the effects of enemy flashes. Very important to note that it's enemy flashes only. So if a Hurricane decides to flash without saying something and he still flashes your team, that's not going to stop. But it is very useful here for stopping the enemy from flashing you if they were planning on doing it. Now NHS is fixing their economy a little bit with a free-for-all and bolstering their damage with Chain Reaction, which is a little rough for a map this spread out.
Well, it looks like Grunkle is really close. Big Ethan getting picked off first. Noha with a great shot, but Grunkle Stan is going to get that shot onto Ash and even it back up.
interesting strat here is they left the bomb between two players, seeing who would be able to get the pick first. Ended up taking the bomb and heading back towards BC area. Still have Noha in this middle area holding it with a sniper.
Oh, Fat Dame is looking to get his approach onto Intervention, but Intervention is going to back out of that.
Hurricane is very good, especially after the buff on this map. He's able to place down these tornadoes concurrently as opposed to having a bit of a cooldown on that. So he's now able to smoke off both angles they could possibly be in. Now this time he does go for Kaboom again, but Kaboom's actually going to find him this time.
Oh.
Both of his bombs are going to miss.
But Noha just got a great shot. And he's going for a second, but he's not able to find it. Kaboom gets the shot down. It is 1v2 for Fat Dame.
Fat Dame is 5-0 to start this game. Can he keep that streak alive? One of these players is essentially a breath away from dying. Up to Intervention now.
He's trying his best. He's looking to try and get that. He's running out of time, though. 23 seconds left on the clock. Intervention misses the shot, and he's going to get taken out. That's going to be a third round for usual suspects. Fat Dame looking amazing out there.
Well, it seems like the ban for Dex is really paying off for usual suspects. His Intervention is really not getting extra chances to win those fights that he would usually get on Dex, where he's getting 2 to 3 lives every single round. Now, we're going to see Bullet Upgrade and Knife in the Dark banned here. Pretty standard bans, although keeping Black Hole Traps on the board was an interesting choice, but it seems like the attackers are actually going to take that.
That's it. Card banned, cards
Attackers have Black Hole Traps, typically a card you see picked by the defending team. But I guess they're going for an aggressive push and then into a post plant with that Black Hole Traps to hopefully keep them off defusing the bomb, as well as Eye of the Reaper, which is going to continually expose anyone that's near the bomb. Now the cards picked by the defense, Open Your Big Trap and Turtleback, aren't bad, but in comparison, they're very much outmatched in the card department.
Solar is about to get rushed extremely hard. That fast push, like you mentioned, is coming in. Oh, utility going out, but they have fully made it onto site. Oh, and the push is coming in. And there we go. Solar has
was blind, not much you can do.
That's rough. That is extremely rough. 4v4 right now. Post plant situation about to happen.
This is going to be extremely rough for NHS to take back this site. Not only did Kaboom's both nades only hit one enemy, but they basically heal right back to full health with that pathogen wall. And it's going to be very tough for them to approach with this Eye of the Reaper exposing them if they try to get close, plus the Black Hole Traps. No, wait.
Oh, great. It's happening all around. And it is just down to Kaboom, the only one left. But he's going to get taken out by Noha. That's a 4th round. They're on a running streak.
Really looking to end this match immediately. Really wanted to put the kibosh on after that smackdown they faced in game 2. Now, interesting to note, they did pick Black Hole Traps, but they really didn't have any Lancers that were taking advantage of it besides Pathogen. You would have really thought they would have taken a Broker or a Jaguar to really maximize the potential of that card, but they didn't end up needing it in the long run, as they were able to pretty easily get that plant down and hold site with the Eye of the Reaper.
No, but for these card picks right now, I mean, we're seeing some decent ones on the board. What have we got in play today?
So we're seeing Superhuman and a Deadly Rewind on attack. Now that Superhuman is going to double all heals. It doubles all heals, damage reduction, and speed boosts that the attacking team has, which is just huge, especially when you have a character like Hurricane, who's already boosting his own speed, plus Pathogen is going to get double heals, Corona is going to get I believe his dash goes farther, and he increases his movement even more. And the defense is running Sustained Exposure and Slow Cooldown to attempt to slow them down. We're going to see Emergence dash into sight here. Is taking advantage of that Superhuman with his Molly.
Big Ethan's really trying to hold it off with his team right now. Intel and Intel abilities all going out at the moment, but it is just a swarm. A bait plant happening. Kaboom getting a first pick. Oh, Grunkle with a second as well.
Now you are here.
No.
You can say that.
And a superhuman was really coming in handy there for Emergence. He threw his molly on the ground, which gives Corona a slight speed boost, but thanks to superhuman, it was buffed immensely. Now, he wasn't able to get a pick there, but they're going to rotate out of here, and they're only down one man. They still do have... Remember, that superhuman does double all heals, so realistically, this pathogen's providing them an extra 300 HP of health as a team. So really, this is still anyone's game, especially with Kaboom down.
Right now, I mean, they've got a fairly free rotate if they tried to, but it looks like Grunkle Stan is going to go ahead and read that and push over to A side.
Interesting spot that Solar is holding here. This could be really easily punished if he misses a shot. Still going to decide to hold that angle. Question is, did they see him? Are going to see him. Does get punished when he hits one. It's going to be a 1v3 for Noah. Is on hollow point though. Grunkle Stan misses the sniper shot. He's only got 10 seconds before he times out.
Oh, the shot does not land. He's going to get taken out. That's going to be first point on the board for NHS.
It was a good round for NHS. The slow cooldown did put in some work there. It stopped them from being able to retake site super easily. Since it doubles the time of all ability cooldowns, they were not able to use those offensive abilities as fast as they wanted to get back on site, and it gave the defending team a lot of time to rotate over and ensure that they couldn't get that plant down. I mean, even if he was able to get 1 or 2 picks there, he was still guaranteed to time out. Now we're going to see maximum overhealth and free refills banned here. Interesting was some of the cards that were left on the board. Usual Suspects is going to end up with Airborne Justice and Heads and Toes, which is a kind of nasty combination. So Airborne Justice is actually going to increase their fire rate and damage while they're jumping in midair, and Heads and Toes, once again, is going to swap their heads with their toes. So they take headshot damage in their toes instead of their head, which is really tough to hit since it's always a moving target. Well, the defense is rocking with Informant and Death's Embrace, which is going to ping all enemies when they get a kill, as well as send a Reaper to their location when they take damage.
Yeah, especially with Heads and Toes, we saw that being utilized to its full extent earlier in the series when we saw a lot of head peaks being utilized for it. Oh, but they are already on site. They're looking to plant at A. Not quite able to get that down, but Big Ethan is going to get a great hit onto Nohob with that damage. Emergence getting a good refrag onto Kaboom.
I might have misseen this, but it looked like Noha took a lot of damage from the Death's Embrace. There was a lot of smoke in the area, and he couldn't see how many Reapers there were. It seemed like that took out a large chunk of his health, which allowed that burner to take him out with just 1 tick.
Oh, and Noha, sorry, Emergence is going to get pushed up, but it's a fake. He's not going to be taken out. Solar still looking to try and get some traction to push up on here. The rest of his team looking as well. Oh, Emergence with a great pick. A second one onto Big Ethan.
It seems like this round is completely flipped in favor of Usual Suspects after the round started so awfully, but Grunkle Stan is on a flank here. He does get the one person that went back to check, so that's going to divide their attention temporarily and give Intervention a really good chance here to get a pick. They still have 30 seconds, plenty of time.
There's going to be a push out. Is he going to get it? No, he is not. And Intervention goes down at the same time. That's another point for Usual Suspects.
It seemed like on that flank, Hollow Point just made a little bit too much noise. I didn't see if they accidentally ran or what, but the person on flank did just turn around at the right time. They did still die, but it alerted their teammates to their location, allowed them to take out that flank before it got too big of an issue to handle. Now we're going to see Teleport Lightwave and Thorn Trap banned here. Both very strong cards for their respective sides. Teleport Lightwave allowing you to send an enemy just into the somewhere on the map that's completely random. And Thorn Trap just sets up extremely powerful
Okay,
traps, kind of
the deck
similar to
is
like a
locked
Jaguar
and we
Pathogen
are
trap.
loaded.
It's going to deal continuous damage as long as you're in that radius. Now on attack, we're going to see anti-healing bullets and spreading smoke. They're going to try and hold off the defense from being able to reset after an attack. Well, the defense is holding on to Morning Period, Full Moon, and Haunting. So they're going to have information on where people are after one of them goes down. They're going to be getting some extra damage and information with that Full Moon if they can deal enough damage. And when one of them dies, it's going to hold abilities from the attacking team off for a few seconds.
We're seeing the push up. It looks like it's going to be another approach onto A. That clone is going to go
seem
down.
like they did spread out. They did spread out a little bit more than last time. They are kind of defaulted all across the map, as is the defense. No picks yet.
You're right. And we're seeing a bit of a heavier defense, though, onto this A side, probably expecting the same thing to happen as last time, but it's not. And it looks like it's the majority of the gunfight is going to go over to mid.
Now, Usual Suspects has to play this round smart. They don't want to take a ton of damage here because of that Full Moon. Once Full Moon is activated, it's going to give trails to where the enemy players are for that defensive team. I believe it is in effect, as this is a 3v2. He's going to get that pick. Make it a 3v1 for Emergence. Does have all his util.
Oh, he's able to get that first pick, but he's got the hollow point looking directly at him, and that's going to be it.
Promise.
Intervention tried to get the kill with the counterfeit clone, but it was stolen by Grunkle Stan. Intervention just cannot catch a break this game, sitting on the bottom of the leaderboard after just a dominant performance in that second game. Now, Fat Dame coming out of nowhere to just really control this game for Usual Suspects at 11, 2, and 4. Really, you don't usually see those kind of numbers from a Pathogen, but he's done basically everything for his team. He's gotten frags, he's gotten those heals down for his teammates. Basically just like the perfect Pathogen player you could ask for on this attack.
Yeah, he's doing
And
fantastic.
top frag
Cards banned, cards picked.
Top frag on that NHS defense team is Grunkle Stan after he bottom fragged in those in that last game. I believe the first game as well. He's definitely showcasing a lot more ability in this third game on Hollow Point. Now we're gonna see on this last round before swap, not a lot of shards spent. It was a pretty heavy buy round last round. So we're gonna see Silent Gunslinger from the attackers to boost their damage, and Demolition Extension and Dusty Bullets from the defender to give them a little extra time to defuse and blind enemies when shot. This is going to be a completely free site.
Oh, but the utility is coming out, and they're going for Noha, getting that plant down.
Converter is now converting, I guess.
Kaboom is notably off Kismet. He was not able to do the lineups that round. Not fully certain why he decided to abandon what was working so well.
No, but it looks like it's going to be a push-in right now. Intervention has gotten up close. He's looking to see if he can start taking down those post-planters. Somebody is going for the defuse, but are they going to be able to get it in time? Oh my god, they
Got
were
it.
able to ghost the defuse. Very nice. Throw stone face.
They played too far back. Into this Windwalker shield, you really have to have at least one person that's close up. And the Pathogen double walling there gave him just enough time to prevent them from shooting through after the Windwalker shield fell. He was able to, and also a heads up play by the Pathogen to throw that heal so that he could outlive the Corona Molly to get that defuse off. Just a great teamwork, a great awareness play by NHS to get an extra round on defense in a game where they really started down, but it's really anyone's game as it's 5-3 now.
And with this being the newest map, I mean, where would you say it's sitting right now in terms of meta? Is this more of a defensive offensive sided map, or kind of just split even?
I really do think it's split
Okay,
even. I
the
really
deck is
think
locked
it
and
has a
we
lot
are
to do with the
loaded.
comp that you choose. I think you really want to have Ixchel being banned really changes it. I think it makes it very even. Otherwise, I would say it's an attacker-sided map. You really want to have protection for those plants. The sites are very tight and small and very hard to get into. But if you can get control, they're very easy to control in the post plant. So we're seeing a lot of traps set up here early on by the defense on site C, which is typically the site you see pushed in the first round on attack.
Well, we're going to see that big approach onto C short. And Emergence is going to get right on in there. Going to get very, very close. Same with Now Joker. But it looks like it's going to be a bit of a pullback. And Noha going for it. Oh, Now Joker with a great kick. Getting a second one right there. And this is just completely falling apart. That was such a quick round.
Yeah, they got hit with the reverse flank, which is something that's very easy to do on this map. There's a lot of places that you have to watch your back from. You have to play a little more strategic than that. Big Ethan going on his own when his teammates were going through the other side of C was an interesting choice when he had the bomb. He really got punished by that when the two teammates or the two flanks were able to get that pick. So separating the bomb from the last teammate, even if he was able to finish off those flanks, was really rough for him. Now we're going to see site deletion and Birdman ban. Birdman is an interesting ban on this map as there really isn't that much verticality besides on A site where you can jump out of the window and float for aeons. Now the attacking team is going to go, or the defending team is going to go for From the Shadows and Mobile Arsenal. Now Mobile Arsenal actually does literally nothing for the defense. They're just picking it so that the attackers can't get it. And From the Shadows is going to buff their damage after exiting invisibility, which currently does not actually help a single one of their players. Once again, I believe they're just picking that so that the opposing team didn't get it. So, very aggressive card picks. Basically extra bans here.
Oh, that was an aggressive push-up. Emergence getting an immediate shot onto Intervention. This is already starting to fall apart very heavily. Solar getting a great pick, but Ash and Fat Dan getting two in return, and it's down to Big Ethan and Solar. They have to really play their lives here. It is 4 alive on the opposite team.
Fat Dame really took that intervention performance from game 2, and it's really just saying, I can do that, but better. 15, 2, and 7 is just a ridiculous performance, and the game isn't even over. All that, and he's playing a character that heals his team, is useful on attack, you have walls, just insane.
This is going extremely rough for NHS. They had such a good map last time, but just Intervention being nerfed the way he was with that ban, like, ooh, it is just not going in their favor.
Yeah, Intervention at this point in the last game, they had already won. It was a 9-1 win, and he had 15 or 16 kills. At this point in the game, he's only a measly 3-7. The only positive player on their team is that Hollow Point. Now, it's really rough that Fat Dame is just running the tables on NHS right now. They really need to start taking him out immediately. He is playing quite aggressive. I think he is letting it get to his head a little bit. How many kills he's been able to rack up in this game, as he played very aggressive that last round despite having the ICU on his head, which allowed his opponents to know where he was. We're seeing a bit of a default here from both teams. Should be a slower round. See if they learn their lesson from the last round.
Approach up as Intervention looks forward, trying to utilize that sniper DMR, but not finding anything just yet. Nobody's being too aggressive. Everybody's being very, very slow and careful with their push-ups.
Intervention did mess up his clone. It got stuck on the stairs, which is not exactly what he's wanting here. Now, the angle that Windwalker is holding, there is nobody walking up it, but he might get timing on Intervention. He decides to walk back around to site. Nitro has a pretty nasty head glitch. I have never seen this before. This is just a disgusting angle.
Yeah, some crazy creativity coming out right now. People really bending the map to their will. Ash gets a great pick off of that, drops down, knowing that he has to engage Solar next. Oh, not quite finding the shots, but now Joker is going to get kaboomed. and Solar is gonna back off.
Yeah, I was not aware about that Nitro peak. That makes it even harder to push that site.
Oh, it is just down to one left, and Solar is gonna go down. This is match point. Usual Suspect just completely ran this map.
Yeah, unless we're gonna need to see some crazy strats from NHS to get back into this game if they want to bring it to duels, which would be really the ultimate way to end this match. It's just been a really grindy game back and forth. I mean, NHS has really put up a valiant fight without two of their best players.
They've been doing pretty dang well. I mean, granted, it was a lot of work on Intervention's part, but they still put a great map 2 up on the boards. It's not over yet, though. There is still salvageability in this.
All right, the deck is set. Away we go.
Well, this is going to be it. This is possibly the last round of the series.
People are always fighting the wrong enemy.
Solar taking out my companion. It's going to be a full push onto A.
Looks like Ash is gonna try for another Nitro head glitch here. He did brag in chat that he has more.
Oh, but Noha gets a good first pick. A lot of damage being put out by Ash. It is just an onslaught. Noha's really holding this down, trying to push out. And that's going to be another
He's got
hit.
the wall up. He does have the wall up. We're gonna see if he's able to utilize it.
Oh,
That is a pretty nasty spot. Gets some chip damage. Finds a pick. Probably gonna be game here. 2 on the flank too.
Grunkle and Kaboom having next to no health to their name. Kaboom being completely alone now. He's fighting for his life, but he is completely sandwiched. And that's gonna be it. Usual Suspect has taken the series.
Pretty nasty spot for sure in that last round with the Nitro. Now there are some Nitro spots that have actually been banned. I'll have to review that one in the training range, but it did look like there's a pretty clear way to get them off that Nitro peak, so probably won't be a big issue in the future. But man, what are you thinking about for the MVPs for those teams? I mean, Intervention, he did really have that one incredible game, but in those other 2 games, he wasn't much of a factor. I think that Big Ethan and Kaboom were more consistent throughout the entire match, although they were not able to get a win between the 2 of them.
No, and I mean, it's just kind of what happens when like I'm not calling him a one-tricker, but like when somebody is got that reliable loadout that they have to rely on, that single Lancer that they need to always have. I mean, we saw the nerf happen, and just a lot of deflation happened on the NHS side. They lost a lot of traction.
It's true. I think on the other side for Usual Suspects, I think the MVP has to go to Fat Dame. I mean, he was just holding it down through those last 2 matches, especially in the 3rd match. I mean, he took what Intervention had done in the last round and one-upped it. Not only was he putting up similar stats without a sniper, he was also winning these 2v1 fights, healing his teammates. I mean, we saw him give out multiple heals to Ash there that allowed Ash to survive at 15 HP and get 2 more picks after the heals. So, I mean, just some really great performances from both sides.
He was fantastic. Like, he was putting down insane amounts of damage, putting in a ton of kills. He was really, really doing a lot of work for his team. Like, that is somebody I don't want to run into in this game.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of scary players when you get high up there, but that's for sure. Now, that was a great game, and you should definitely stay tuned. We're going to see a lot more great games down the line just like that. hopefully more of them are gonna go to the map 3s. That was fun.
That was an exhilarating match to watch, and I can't wait to see the next one. But do you have any closing thoughts, any last remarks, XP, before we call it a night?
I don't think so. I think this is a great match, and I definitely should stay tuned for more on the way.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, that is going to be it for today. I've been Shimi Marui, my co-caster XP, and we hope to see you in the next matches. We are still working out some things for this league. This is Season 0. We're putting things together so that we can bring you a beautiful Season 1, but also a lot of great matches for the rest of the Season 0. We will catch you next time.